Superman 2025 ending explained and explanation of every major character appeared. In Superman 2025, the Man of Steel faces his most personal and political battle yet, one that challenges not only his strength, but the world's trust in him. As secrets from Krypton's past are twisted by Lex Luthor into a weapon of doubt, Superman is forced to confront betrayal, identity, and the cost of being a hero. The final act delivers explosive action, emotional revelations, and a powerful message about choice, legacy, and hope. In this ending explained, we break down how Superman saves the world, clears his name, and reclaims his place as Earth's protector, while setting the stage for what's next in the DC universe. Before we dive into the ending, let's first take a closer look at the movie's overall plot. So let's begin. Plot explored. 30 years ago, Krypton's final moments saw Jor-El and Lara Lorvan sending their infant son, Kal-El, to Earth to escape the planet's destruction. Raised by Jonathan and Martha Kent in Smallville, Kansas, Kal-El, now Clark Kent, develops extraordinary abilities under Earth's yellow sun. Guided by a partially damaged farewell message from his birth parents, Clark grows into the hero known as Superman, debuting 3 years ago as Earth's most powerful metahuman. By day, he works at the Daily Planet in Metropolis alongside Lois Lane, who knows his secret identity, and Jimmy Olsen. 3 weeks prior, Superman halted a military invasion by Borovaya, a U.S. ally, on the neighboring nation of Jarhan. The incident raises concerns within the U.S. government, and billionaire Lex Luthor assures General Rick Flag Sr. and other officials that he can neutralize Superman if necessary. During a surprise attack, Superman is defeated by Baravia's mysterious champion, the Hammer of Borovaya, who is secretly Ultraman, a clone of Superman controlled by Luthor through advanced drone technology. A wounded Superman is rescued by his loyal dog Krypto and taken to the Fortress of Solitude, where concentrated solar radiation restores him. Luthor, accompanied by Ultraman and the cybernetic engineer, invades the fortress, steals a hidden message from Jor-El and Lara, and abducts Krypto. While Superman, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl fight a massive kaiju unleashed as a distraction, Luthor deciphers the stolen Kryptonian message, one that appears to instruct Kal-El to conquer Earth and show no mercy. Luthor broadcasts this message globally, turning public opinion against Superman. To avoid escalating tensions, Superman surrenders, and General Flag reluctantly hands him over to Luthor. Imprisoned in an artificial pocket dimension alongside enemies and captives like Metamorpho and Krypto, Superman is stripped of his powers through synthetic kryptonite. Metamorpho is forced to comply under the threat of harm to his infant son, Joey. Meanwhile, Luthor's girlfriend Eve Teschmacher, enamored with Jimmy Olsen, leaks critical intel. Luthor is secretly aiding Borovaya in exchange for half of Jarhanper's land. After Luthor murders a Superman supporter during interrogation, Metamorpho decides to aid Superman. Lois, with Mr. Terrific's help, infiltrates the pocket dimension, rescues the heroes, and takes Superman to the Kent farm to recover. In retaliation, Luthor accelerates the reactor powering the pocket dimension, unleashing a black hole that begins consuming the Earth. As Green Lantern, Metamorpho, and Hawkgirl repel a second Baravian assault, Superman and Mr. Terrific face off against the Engineer and Ultraman near the collapsing event horizon. After disabling the Engineer, Superman discovers Ultraman is merely a mindless clone. He defeats him by hurling him into the black hole. Despite the risk, Luthor refuses to shut down the reactor, obsessed with destroying Superman, even as Metropolis is torn apart. With the help of Mr. Terrific, Superman reaches Luthor's facility and shuts down the reactor, collapsing the black hole. Meanwhile, Lois and Jimmy expose Luthor's conspiracy to the world, clearing Superman's name. Luthor and his accomplices are arrested, and Superman shares a heartfelt moment with Lois. Later, at the Fortress of Solitude, a recovering Superman reflects on his past, watching old footage of his childhood with Jonathan and Martha Kent, his true parents. Kara Zor-El, his cousin, arrives unexpectedly and a bit tipsy to retrieve Krypto, bringing a lighthearted end to a long and painful battle.
That's what makes you who you are.
Superman 2025 ending explained. How James Gunn lays the groundwork for 3 upcoming DCU projects. Lex Luthor's twisted plot involving Borovaya and Ultraman to destroy Superman. James Gunn's Superman kicks off the new DC universe, setting the tone for what's to come. The film answers key questions about David Corenswet's Superman, like confirming he's been active for 3 years, while also introducing major characters and plot threads that lay the groundwork for future DCU projects. As James Gunn previously hinted, every major conflict in Superman can be traced back to Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor. The film's ending reveals the full extent of his scheme, scheme, not just exploiting Superman's involvement in Jarhanpur, but actually orchestrating the war itself with the ultimate goal of eliminating the Man of Steel. The true identity of the Hammer of Boroviya. Lex Luthor enlisted the so-called Hammer of Boroviya, who is ultimately revealed to be Ultraman in disguise. Nearly every threat in Superman, aside from a brief interdimensional imp, ties directly back to Luthor's obsessive plan to destroy the Man of Steel out of jealousy. Ultraman, pretending to be a Boravian soldier, fakes the accent and identity to make it appear as though Boroviya was retaliating for Superman's interference, all as part of Luthor's larger scheme. Ultraman's shocking reveal and ultimate fate. Lex Luthor orchestrated the war between Boroviya and Jarhanpur as part of a larger scheme to discredit and ultimately eliminate Superman, aiming to position himself as the world's new savior. His plan hinged on capturing Superman and replacing him with Ultraman, a clone created from a strand of Superman's hair. However, the plan unraveled when Krypton aided Superman in defeating Ultraman. In the final battle, the clone is pulled into a black hole, seemingly destroyed, bringing Luthor's twisted agenda to a dramatic end. The lasting impact of the dimensional rift. Explain. Ultraman meets his end within the pocket universe engineered by Lex Luthor, a central element of Superman's climax. The movie's final threat emerges when the unstable dimension tears open a massive interdimensional rift, nearly consuming Metropolis and splitting the ground apart. Although Mr. Terrific successfully seals the rift, the aftermath leaves the city scarred. This lingering damage is subtly highlighted in the post-credits scene, where a crooked building stands as a quiet reminder of the chaos that unfolded. Lex Luthor is locked away in Belle Reve, but will it last? Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is poised to play a major role in the DCU's future. Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor proved he was willing to let Metropolis fall if it meant eliminating Superman. Ultimately, thanks to the efforts of the Daily Planet team and his former girlfriend Eve Teschmacher, his crimes are exposed. Hidden in the background of selfies Eve sent to Jimmy Olsen were key pieces of evidence. Maps, contracts, and incriminating details that revealed the full extent of Luthor's scheme. After the Daily Planet brings his actions to light, Luthor is arrested and sent to Belle Reve, the infamous prison already introduced in the DCU through Creature Commandos. It's the same facility where Amanda Waller recruited her Black Ops team, and Rick Flag Sr.'s presence in Superman further strengthens the link between these storylines. Though Luthor ends up behind bars, it's unlikely he'll stay there for long. Superman makes it clear that he's a brilliant, manipulative force, one who could easily find a way back into the game, possibly even aligning himself with Waller's covert operations in the future. The engineer teases a future DC movie featuring a new kind of team. With her leader gone, this villain is now free to follow her own path. Superman 2025 reveals that Lex Luthor transformed Angela Spica into the Engineer by injecting her with advanced nanotechnology. With Luthor imprisoned by the film's end, the Engineer is left without a clear purpose, at least for now. But her story is far from over. One of the earliest projects announced for Chapter 1 of the DCU is The Authority, a film centered on a morally gray team of superpowered individuals who are willing to do whatever it takes to protect the world. Unlike the Justice League, The Authority isn't afraid to get its hands dirty. Given that Angela willingly allowed Luthor to enhance her in order to control metahumans, she's a perfect candidate for the team. Her ruthlessness and willingness to cross ethical lines suggest she'll be right at home among this darker, more complex group of heroes. Rick Flag Sr.'s role in the DCU's first project and what it means for the future. Rick Flag Sr. appears across the DCU's first 3 projects, connecting the timeline. Superman features a surprise cameo from John Cena's Peacemaker, who will return in Peacemaker Season 2 to face off against Rick Flag Sr., played by Frank Grillo. Flag Sr., father of the original Rick Flag, connects the DCU's first 3 projects: Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker. In Superman, he helps authorize Lex Luthor's custody of the Man of Steel, but is warned that metahumans now make the rules. His ongoing role hints at deeper tensions between human authority and superpowered forces in the evolving DCU. The Justice Gang's new lineup revealed how the new DC universe begins laying the foundation for the Justice League. While Superman 2025 focused on the Man of Steel, it also introduced a broader superhero world. James Gunn emphasized a lived-in DCU, highlighted by background details and the presence of the Justice Gang. Formed by Maxwell Lord, the team originally included Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathegi, and Hawkgirl, Isabella Merced. Though Superman fought alongside them and shared his identity, he wasn't officially a member. By the film's end, Metamorpho, Anthony Carrigan, joins the team after helping stop the Boravian attack. Despite initial hesitation, Guy accepts him, mostly because Metamorpho actually likes the team's name. Superman's membership status, however, remains uncertain. What's the deal with Supergirl's role in the new DC universe? After saving Metropolis and sending Lex Luthor to prison, Superman 2025 ends with the debut of Millie Alcock's Supergirl, teasing her upcoming solo film releasing June 26, 2026. Her brief appearance sets the tone for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, showing a stark contrast to Superman. She's more wild, carefree, and emotionally complex. Kara arrives drunk, having been partying under a red sun, which weakens her powers enough to feel alcohol. It's also revealed she's Krypto's actual owner. As James Gunn describes her, Supergirl in the DCU is a total mess, shaped by a far harsher past than Kal-El.